What is going on, everybody? It is Friday, the 13th of September. So it's Friday the 13th. Wish me luck on the road. It's Friday the 13th of September, 2024. It is 9:50 a.m. here in Germany. This is the Insanity Report for today. And although this might not sound like it's going to matter to a lot of people in different countries, I'll tell you why it does, just to stay tuned. So in Germany, in Dresden, there is a bridge called the Corolla Bridge. It's one of the major traffic ways. It's a major bridge in Dresden. And I think 2 nights ago, not last night, but the night before, 100 yards of that bridge crashed into the River Elbe, which it spans. And luckily it happened at night, so there were no pedestrians, no bicyclists, and no cars on the section of bridge that collapsed into the water, basically on its own. So just imagine what it would have been like if there would have been full traffic, work traffic or coming home traffic on that bridge. There would have hundreds of people on it, and a lot of people would have died. So it's a pretty scary thought, not just for them, but also for me. And I'll tell you why. Not because I necessarily drive over that bridge all the time. I'm telling you why it is. The fact is, almost every bridge in this country is up for renovation, okay? And you know which bridges they are because the cities and the state, and whoever's responsible for taking care of those bridges, they also know where they are because they reduced the speed limit for big trucks like mine. So I drive a 40-ton truck, right? If we're fully loaded, we're at 40 tons over that bridge. Germany's a major throughway for all of the rest of Europe, so there's trucks here from all over the European Union, and they're driving through Germany all the time, and all of us are driving over all these bridges. And I would say, I guess a good 85% of the bridges here in Germany are ready to be renovated. And the reason they are is because they reduced the speed limit for trucks to 60 kilometers an hour. So when you're approaching a bridge that needs to be renovated, instead of renovating them, they just go, well, let's reduce the speed for heavy trucks so that we can kind of stretch this out as much as we can. So are they waiting for a whole bunch of trucks to fall into any of the rivers? Or some of them don't even go into rivers. I mean, maybe if you go into a river, you might be lucky and survive, but some of them just plummet 100 feet, 200 feet, onto grass or concrete. You know what I mean? And they're all fucked, right? So now I have to be nervous as shit when I'm driving over a bridge because apparently these things are so, they're in such destructive states that it could just fall into the fucking river in the middle of the night when nobody's on it. And like I said, a lot of them are like this. Now, there's sections of the German highway that are privatized. Those bridges are okay. But the sections of their highways that are somehow run by the state or one of the German states or some sort of government body, they are all pretty much fucked. And it's crazy that Germany, even after this, probably nothing will happen because the fact is the German government doesn't really pay for infrastructure anymore. You see, that's why they privatized a lot of the highways and shit. And on those sections, there's stuff getting done. But on the other sections, they're just like, we'll risk it. We'll just lower the speed limit to 60. And hopefully the truck drivers will just make it and won't kill a bunch of people when the bridge collapses, if it does. I mean, it might not. We don't know. They said, the city officials got on TV on the news last night about this bridge in Dresden, and they admitted that, look, we knew it had to be renovated. Yeah, we knew it had to be renovated. We were planning it for 2025, and we know that a lot of the bridges in Germany are like this, but we are not getting the financing, and we don't have the personnel to fix it. In other words, guys, there's nothing we can do. And see, that's where I get to where it's important for everybody else. Germany is run by ideologs, right? Ideological politicians or politicians that are captured by the ideologues, whether they have something on them, whether the politicians are cowards and don't want to stand up to them, or they're just part of the ideology. It's run by ideologues and weak politicians that don't really want to tackle the problems that they have. And see, infrastructure is one of their main tasks, people, right? That's one of the one things that government is responsible for. Every time I talked to my parents when I was a kid, or anybody else, about taxes, and I said, why do we have to pay taxes? What are we getting? Well, the answer was always, you want to be able to drive on good roads, don't you? That was always the answer. And everybody watching this knows that's always been the answer. That was the answer for taxes to kids who asked about taxes. Well, son, if you don't pay taxes, who's going to fix the roads? Right? So, everybody knows one of the governments, especially in Western countries, in free societies, in non-dictatorships, one of the country's biggest responsibilities is taking care of the infrastructure, taking care of the roads. That's their responsibility. That's what they got to do. And it looks like Germany isn't really doing it. And Germany was known for the best infrastructure. Their infrastructure, when I was a kid, Germany was known for the best roads, the widest, best paved, best taken care of roads. That's why there was no speed limit. That's why everybody marveled at Germany's manufacturing of the roads and the systems, and they were the smartest, and they had the best guys and the best people. It was like all over the world, especially Europe. Germany was the place for good infrastructure. That's gone now. Now, I wasn't a kid that long ago, but the reason why the infrastructure in Germany is failing, the reason why I have to now be worried every time I drive my big-ass truck over a bridge in this country that it may just collapse under the weight of the trucks at any time, because I know that they're also not really fixing them, because that's what they have just admitted. Look, the money's not getting up to us, and we don't have the manpower to do anything about this, and that's why this happened. So they're not trying to dodge it. They're telling the truth. Now, I'm sure that the state, the government, the establishment, I'm sure they don't like that. I'm sure that they hate that has to be admitted to. But that is the facts, people. They are not doing their job, and they're not doing their job in a lot of Western countries, okay? Because ideology has captured these people. And like I said, for those that are not captured by the ideology, they are put under the gun by those that are captured by the ideology, and they're too weak to stand up to them. That's basically the structure of government. They can't do anything to solve the immigration problems. They can't do anything to solve the infrastructure problems. They're worried about making laws that benefit only trans people against the will of the people that are paid, they're the tax-paying citizens of the country. They're worried about protecting illegal immigration and immigrants against the people of their own country. They're worried about blocking everybody's free speech. They're worried about taking away rights. They're worried about making the next election. They're worried about absolutely everything here and in America and in almost every other Western country. They're worried about absolutely everything except for the shit that they are responsible to take care of. And I get the mainstream media here, everybody's kind of like blowing over this story because nobody died, right? So since nobody died, it's like, ooh, what a relief. Oh my God, guys, well, fuck. It was supposed to be renovated next year. I guess we were a little late. And everybody's like, it's not a big deal. It is a big fucking deal. Okay? It's a big deal because it wasn't just this bridge. It's 85% of the fucking bridges in Germany. 85, I don't know, something like that. I've driven over a shitload of them, and almost all of them, you've got to reduce your speed limit to 60. The reason why you have to reduce your speed limit to 60 is so that the bridge doesn't fucking shake so much under the weight of the trucks that are speeding across it. So they feel like the good way to solve the problem of a bridge that is fucking degenerating, their solution is not fixing it. No, their solution is, let's give as much money as we can to Ukraine. Let's go ahead and pay for every legal and illegal immigrant to be housed somewhere to get Social Security or social program money to get benefits of the country. We give them health care. We give them free money. We give them houses and lodging. We put their kids in school. They don't have to learn the language. None of that shit. But we'll pay for all that. But the stuff that we're paying for in taxes is going to every other beneficiary except for the people in this country. That's my problem. That's my problem. My problem is that this country is responsible, the state, the government is responsible to take care of the infrastructure in this country, and they're not doing it, and they're basically admitting they're not going to do it because they can't. And they're excusing everything that the people of this country want. Something be done about the immigration, something to be done about the healthcare system, something to be done about crime, something to be done about the infrastructure. All of the things that the people that live here and pay taxes for in this country want done is denied flat out by the government. They all say no. Zelensky's more important. Israel's more important. Financial aid to other countries to be able to build fucking bicycle paths in Peru is more important. Climate change is more important. Everything that the government has in their ideological box, that's all more important than what the citizens of this country need, want, and pay their taxes for. So why am I paying taxes in this country? Why am I working in this country and paying taxes in it if the bridges that I rely on to not die, because I'm on them every day with a very heavy vehicle, why should I pay taxes for that shit if they're not even going to fucking take care of it? And now they get a warning, they get a scot-free warning, a warning without death, because if there would have been people died on that bridge, then heads would be rolling up in this bitch. But because there aren't, now it was like, oh, big relief. Look, that's what they're going to wait for. They're going to wait until a major bridge collapses with a bunch of fucking trucks from a bunch of different countries on it, a bunch of different people on it, people on vacation, kids, in the back of their parents' cars, bicyclists, whatever. They're going to wait. They're going to wait until something major happens, and then they might free up some money from all the money that has to go to Ukraine and everywhere else to be able to fix a bridge or two. You know how many years that's going to take? Lots. It's going to take decades to fix all the bridges in this country that need fixing. They've known they've been in degeneration for a long time, and they haven't solved the problem. No, they just reduced the speed limit because, we can't let the bridge shake too much because it might just fucking crumble apart. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's disgusting. These people need to be removed from power. And my suggestion to everybody else in the world that is living in a country where you have ideologs at the helm, no matter if they're left, right, whatever, ideologs at the helm of your country, they have got to go. I say this in all my videos. The ideologues should not have power. People that are captured by an ideology should not have power over other people. They get distracted by their ideology and they only follow the ideology. Everything else be damned. It's proven on all fronts. And this is just another piece of proof that shows that ideology is more important to these politicians that are running the country than the lives of the citizens of Germany and the people that are using these bridges every day. Immigration, it's more important for the people of Germany to stop immigration from Muslim countries into this country. The government refuses. They want people who do not belong here to be sent back at the border. The government refuses to do border checks. They want less immigration in general until we get the problem solved with the illegal immigrants and the housing problems and the school problems and the integration and not to have to spend so much money and getting them out of everybody's hotels so people can come on vacation, which they can't if there's a hotel full of migrants from some Muslim country, and they're not going to. You know what I'm saying? But we're paying for all that crap. That's what the people want. They're not going to do it. You know what I'm saying? The German government just had a big powwow over trying to protect the borders of Germany from illegal immigration. And the talks were basically broken down because all that the establishment parties came up with were more excuses as to why that's not going to be possible. Oh, the European law and all this bullshit that is just excuses. They're not reasons. They form them as reasons. They're excuses. Okay? A reason, like the bridge breaking down, a reason for the bridge breaking down is the city official was actually honest and got on the thing. He said, I'm responsible that the roads here are drivable. And the reason it fell down is we did not realize how bad it was. And we had it planned for renovation next year. That's the reason. The reason is they're not doing it. The reason is we don't get the money and we don't have the manpower to fix all the bridges. That's the fucking reason. That's not an excuse. That's the reason. Now, of course, the government, the establishment's going to come up with the excuses because that's what they do, right? That's what they do with everything. They're going to come up with some excuse. Well, COVID and Putin and, this is why we need immigration. We need workers to fix the bridges. That's why we need it, guys. That's going to be their thing. I guarantee it. So when people start complaining about immigration again, they're going to go, well, hey, look, if we don't have immigrants to start fixing these bridges real soon, and let's remember, guys, the illegal immigration and the mass immigration in this country has been going on for more than 10 years. And no migrants have ever fixed one of the fucking bridges yet. So don't fall for that when it comes, okay? But that's what they're going to say. They're going to be like, oh my God, you people are so against illegal immigration. I guess you don't want the bridges fixed. I guess you guys just want to risk it. You want to wing it because you hate brown people, right? That's what they're going to come up with, okay? It's disgusting. These people are utterly useless. And it's not just in Germany. It is everywhere. Every Western country that has not voted out their ideologs is in this same precarious situation where the ideologs only care about their ideology, following their ideology, and the rest can just fuck off. That's how they think about it. They don't give a shit. Okay? They do not give a shit about the regular people in the country, which are the people that are paying their fucking salaries, and even worse, the people voting for them. So my suggestion to German people is get rid of the establishment government. These are the people under which these bridges have all been turned to shit. These are the people under which the mass illegal and legal immigration in your country has taken place. These are the people that locked you away during COVID and have not been held accountable for it to this day. These are the people that tell you one thing and do another. These are the people that only come out and pretend like they give a shit when it's time to vote. It's an obvious pattern that everybody should recognize, right? And please stop voting for them. I get it. Oh, but only the AFD is left. The AFD is the so-called far-right party, right? But there's nobody else to vote for. Yeah, there is. Then vote for the fucking AFD. Give somebody a chance that hasn't had a chance before. The AFD has not been in government before. Let them in. Give them a chance. Because you've given these establishment people chance after chance after chance after chance for fucking 20 years. And nothing has changed. As a matter of fact, it's all gotten worse. I've been in Germany 10 years. In these 10 years, Germany has gotten visibly and tangibly at 50% worse than it was when I got here. On all fronts. Right? So don't tell me if you've lived here all your life that it's not time to get rid of these establishment cronies that have gotten way too comfortable in their job, have been able to abdicate on their responsibility to take care of the people, the citizens of the country, in every way, so badly that now bridges are just collapsing because of their negligence. Basically, I know people are going to think this sounds hyperbolic and a bit over the top, but basically, every day, my life is in the balance because I'm driving over these fucked up, decrepit bridges in this country daily. And almost all of them are broken. Almost all of them need to be renovated. And almost all of them don't have roadwork signs by them and shit and people working on them. No, they have signs that say truck drivers have to reduce their speed to 60 kilometers an hour because otherwise the bridge might rattle too much and just fall apart. That's the solution. God, it's unreal. You know what I mean? It's really unreal. So, people, take this as yet another sign and another warning. If you are in a country being run by ideologues, which America is, right? America is. And whether it's the leftist ideology at the moment or deep state ideology at the moment, and I'm leaning towards deep state ideology because Joe Biden has basically disappeared from the scene, right? So I'm leaning toward deep state ideology at the moment. But you know who the ideologues are. Get rid of them. Vote for people that are outside of the establishment. Vote for people that are hungry to serve you and your fellow countrymen. That's what you got to do on all fronts, from dog catcher to president. Vote for people that care about your interests. It's not even about left-right anymore. It is really about the establishment, right? It's the establishment people, most of them who lean to the left for sure, or captured, but generally the establishment gets lazy. They get lazy and complacent because they're so used to being in power. They're so used to having to do nothing to get voted in. They just have to be them. They just have to be like, all right, it's time to vote, people. We're going to promise all kinds of shit or buy your vote with all kinds of goodies and just vote for us again. And then once they're voted in, they're back into sleep mode. You know what I mean? Thinking about trans people and how much they need to be protected from the evil regular person that talks on the internet and calls a man. Unacceptable. That's what they're busy doing. And groveling at the feet of Zelensky. Just as a side note, people, yesterday I drove by, I guess it was a border control thing, but it wasn't really it wasn't on any border. They just check trucks and stuff and cars coming from other countries to see if they have any legal shit with them and whatever, right? And one of the cars they pulled over was a Ukrainian brand new black Ferrari. Now, I'm just saying, okay? I'm not saying that Ukrainians can't be rich or have Ferraris. As a matter of fact, it makes sense that the people who have the means to leave the country when there's war are going to be the first people to leave. So people with Ferraris are going to get their Ferrari out of there before it gets bombed. I get it. But it was just an observation I made, okay? And I have to say, most of the Ukrainian cars are not pieces of shit, okay? They're pretty good cars. I mean, Mercedes, BMWs, you know, the same cars that everybody else drives here. You know, so they weren't doing too bad at home before the war kicked off, at least. And considering that some of them actually go back to Ukraine for vacation and to see family members, it can't be all that bad, right? Matter of fact, it's illegal for people that are seeking protection and asylum from a war. It's illegal for them to take advantage of the benefits in this country and then go back. Once they go back, they lose their status, their refugee status. You see? But that's not being enforced either. No, the government's just letting them go, letting them come back, letting them be on the dole again, giving them money. It's fucking madness. These people are horrible. They need to be taken out of power. Please do it. Germany, please vote fucking for AfD next year's election. It's very important. They are the only party you got, unless the Werteunion gets bigger. They're the only one that's got a chance. Okay? They're the only one that you have a chance as a German taxpayer to set this fucking madness straight. The others aren't going to do it. They've had over 20 years to do it, and they're not gonna. Just like all the decrepit old-ass Congress people and senators in America, they are not going to change anything. They need to be moved out. Anyway, before I start going in circles, that was the Insanity Report for today. I know it's not a giant story for everybody, but I thought it was super important because it ties in to all the stuff that we talk about all the time. Guys, if you want to get the Insanity Report, which comes out every day during the week, the weekly rant on the weekends, podcast recommendations, or one of my super detailed articles into your inbox as soon as it gets published, then the best way to do that is to follow me on Substack, subscribe to the Substack, do it for free, do it for $5 a month, either one. I'm appreciative of both. If you're watching this on another platform, like Rumble or TikTok or X, then follow me there, but still come subscribe to the Substack. The Substack is It's All About Logic, all one word, .substack.com. It's All About Logic, all one word, .substack.com. Find me there. Go ahead and subscribe. Then you'll get all my content directly in your inbox. Guys, I hope you guys have a great weekend, and Friday the 13th isn't too harsh on you. Hopefully it's not too harsh on me either, because this would be the day that one of the bridges I'm on collapses, with my luck. So let's count on that not happening, and we'll see you guys on the weekly rant tomorrow and on Monday on the next Insanity Report. Take it easy.